YouTube should be back live. TikTok, I apologize for the delay. Technological issues. We should be back on YouTube though. I apologize for that. This is part 2 of the live stream because the PC died. We were in the Arteta press conference. Good to see you back. James, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. All right, we're back. It's all good. I'll let people filter back in. Do you reckon the Partey long shot cost us? No. There's maybe like a 1% chance that if Partey hadn't taken the long shot, we would have found a way to score a goal. But I mean, there's a million other reasons that cost us a lot more than Partey taking. I don't know why he took the shot. I think he saw his name in lights and went for it, but I certainly don't think that he's the reason. We need another striker. I think we need a different profile striker. Partey is trash. Casemiro clear. Casemiro's literally been suspended for a third of the season. We're back. All right, we're coming back. We're filtering back in. Apologies for the technological issues. The PC just decided to restart itself. Absolute classic. But look, we were talking about Arteta's press conference. He said on whether it's down to individual or collective mistakes today. He said today it's clear. He knows it was individual errors, which is a shame. Who would you buy in this summer? Rice, Caicedo, a versatile young forward, a right back, and a right centre back, both as backups. Will you be going to the FA Youth Cup final? I will be at the FA Youth Cup final, yeah. Tuesday night at the Emirates. It's like a £5 if you're an adult, £2 if you're a child. Jack Wilshere's team, get along, support the team. Why not? Why does Arteta make subs late on and not earlier? I feel like Nelson should have been earlier. I did feel like Nelson should have been earlier, but also I feel like one of the reasons he doesn't make those subs is because he feels like if the current team keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to open up Southampton. And I kind of understand the point because it was defensive issues really that cost us in that game. We were creating lots of chances. Why are Zinchenko and Saka our back post corner markers? I don't know. I don't know why it. I don't know. I don't understand it. Sheffield United nearly scored. Oh, good. I also want another striker. Go get Vlahovic. I just don't want Vlahovic because he had his chance. Vlahovic had the chance to join us. Didn't think we were good enough. And now suddenly we're better than Juventus. He wants the move or might want the move. He had his chance. Arteta was asked on whether it's difficult to keep the players' feet on the ground. He said they are, and we have talked about that. It's about playing the game, not the occasion. We started to play the game, and this happens because it happens in football, and it happens in critical moments. What can you do? But then they tried to keep playing, and then you see what you saw on the pitch, the amount of situations and chances, and what they're able to transmit to the crowd to get where we were. I'll be honest, right? The one there were many disappointing things for me, but one of the disappointing things was that sort of 10 or 15 minutes after we went 3-1 down, there wasn't much of a reaction to it, in my opinion. It almost felt like they resigned themselves to defeat. And it wasn't until we got the second goal that suddenly they were like, oh, crap, we could actually do something here. But that 10 to 15 minutes, there wasn't much enthusiasm, which was disappointing. Do you think Smith Rowe should get more game time? I do, but if he's not going to get game time now, then I genuinely think his career at Arsenal might be over, which is absolutely gutting. He was asked on whether there are themes behind the past three results. He said, when we win, I give explanations. When we draw, I try to give you the right explanation. Today is clear. You cannot concede 3 goals in the way that we did and expect to win games in the Premier League unless you make a miracle or a performance like we did in the last 15 minutes. Then you still have a chance to win it. And he's spot on. I reckon Watkins and Toney should be top targets. Yeah, definitely Ivan Toney. On what we've gained from today, he said, well, hopefully more belief. At the end of the day, when you're able to do what they've done against the odds in a really difficult context, you have to believe in what you can do. Today is tough just to think what is happening today. But now we are focusing on what just happened and what we've been through. On Martinelli scoring 15 Premier League goals, you're not in the position that we're in if individually we don't have the players performing consistently throughout the season. And for sure, Gabby is one of them. And then a load of stuff. On Leandro Trossard's impact and whether he deserves to start, he said he does everything. It's about how you play everybody together and in every phase of play. He's with the right balance as well without losing the structure and flow of the team. but when he came on, for sure, he looked really good again. So basically, he's saying that, I don't know, he can't find a way of getting Trossard into the starting lineup at the moment and having the structure that he wants. On whether it was a difficult match for Fabio Vieira, well, it fucking was. It was a difficult match for a lot of players, but for Fabio, he hasn't played enough minutes. He had good periods, but the way the game starts as well, instead of going 1 or 2-0 up and everything goes in your favour, it starts to go in a much more difficult way. That doesn't help. I mean, that's a bit of an excuse. When we go 1-0 down, everyone goes 1-0 down, and Vieira wasn't proactive in trying to fix that. And then he was asked on whether he can understand why City are considered favourites, and he said, we cannot control that, which he's right. But look, that actually reminded me of another thing I wanted to talk about. I talked about this on Twitter last night, got quite a lot of flack for it, which I genuinely, you know, sometimes you have an opinion in your head and you almost just like, you cannot understand the opposition perspective. I was really annoyed and disappointed last night that fans were leaving after 80 minutes. We were 3-1 down, and on the 80th minute, I tweeted, fans all around me were leaving the stadium, and it really wound me up. I couldn't believe it. The season that this team have had, the fact that we've shown we can come back from those positions before, and mainly knowing how difficult it is to get tickets for fans at the moment. There are so many, so many people DMing me, replying on Twitter, replying on TikTok, saying how desperate they are to get a ticket and they cannot get one for love nor money. And then having players leaving, fans leaving with 10 minutes to go. I mean, including injury time. They missed the best part of 20 minutes of football. And we were an inch away from winning 4-3. And they left at 3-1 down. And some of the replies say, oh, well, they've paid for the ticket. If they don't want to watch that performance, then it's up to them. If you don't want to watch a slightly negative performance, what's the point being a football fan? Like, genuinely, why are you a football fan if all you want to do is witness winning games? You may as well forget watching football, go on FIFA, set it on amateur with the sliders maxed out to your advantage and just win 20-0. If that's all you can, it baffles me beyond belief. City have got a penalty, fair play. Look, I mean, City are going to win that game. I'm not watching it. Yeah, so you saw it 3-2, 3 all that. Yeah, people came flooding back in once they heard the cheering for the goals as well. But it just winds me up. And look, some of those people leaving will have a reasonable excuse. Not even an excuse, a reasonable reason for leaving, right? But if you've been at every game, even if you've been at half the games, whatever, if you've been at games of football, when you're winning, most of the people around you aren't leaving before full time. Whereas the amount of people leaving at 3-1 yesterday was far more. And lots of them were leaving because they're not really, I don't want to say they're not really fans, but it's like, I'd almost say they're fans, not supporters. Because when the club really needed support, it was at 3-1 down. And it does. And I genuinely just cannot understand the perspective of people that are like, well, they've paid for the ticket. And people say, oh, I'm a season ticket holder. I pay £1,000 for it. I'll leave when I want. Yeah, but there's tens of thousands of people on the season ticket waiting list that would happily take your season ticket off you and would stay until the end. So apparently City are 1-0 up. There we go. Who took it? Who took the penalty for City? Mahrez. Didn't trust Haaland again. Fair play. I mean, they're going to win that game.